All right, everybody, it is Saturday. Let's do a little bit of stock chart Saturday scanning. While the snow is falling outside, let's fire up our computers and our minds and do something productive. Let's learn how to get a little richer while the storms move through because these markets are not sleeping and money isn't hibernating. There's people out there spreading salt, pushing snow, making money today on your day off on Saturday. And while the rest of the world in Kentucky and all your friends are scrolling, let's scan some stocks and try to get a little richer. So a lot is going on. It is earnings season. And this past week, we got some insane numbers from Johnson & Johnson, McCormick, and Procter & Gamble. I want to go over these companies. Johnson & Johnson, even with the Trump headlines of going after drug prices, they showed very strong revenue growth and actually gave they gave forward guidance a little more positive than what Wall Street was expecting. The CFO got on and said even though they're going to lose millions and millions of dollars, they're still going to make money. The healthcare industry is very, very interesting topic we can get into another time on how to actually get drug prices down, if it's even possible. Some don't believe it's possible at all. I've learned after posting my healthcare hangover Substack that it's really the health insurance companies that are the legal pimps, and they pretty much control everything from health insurance to who the doctors can and can't see and what drugs get offered and at what prices. So it's going to be really interesting if Trump can actually do half of the things he says he can, but we'll get into that a little later on. McCormick, this is a consumer staple, not flashy, but stable earnings. Their stock price got slammed even as other consumer staple names like Procter & Gamble are finally bouncing a little bit. One thing I learned from Jim Cramer in his Mad Money book is that eventually there's no more sellers, and this looks like what happened on Procter & Gamble. A whole year of just selling pressure. Eventually there's no one else who wants to sell the stock, so it bounces. And even though consumer staples is not where growth is at, sometimes the market moves in ways that's hard for people to understand, but I think there's a massive rebalancing going on. We're getting a ton of money finally coming back into consumer staples. Some consider it a flight to safety, and that may be so with gold and silver going up, but I think it's just a really, really big rebalancing that we're having because technology has been ruling the stock market world for the past couple years, and finally consumer staples has found support at 76 and is ripping higher. Even though, again, their earnings remain relatively flat, it's really just stocks come in and out of favor, guys. So now the real show this week begins. Look at this. If you don't follow Earnings Whispers online, I highly recommend that you do. It is an extremely easy to follow and read layout for all of the important companies that are going to report. If you're into REITs at all, we have one of the biggest, AGNC, reporting Monday after close. And then the real fun starts. I mean, look at all of these big names. This week is going to be insanely volatile and give us a lot of insight on what's going on with the economy. We have gotten a lot of consolidation in the overall markets, the NASDAQ, the SPY, since September and November. And this week could either make or break that consolidation. We've got United Health, Boeing, UPS, GM, and Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, Kimberly-Clark. I mean, Tuesday morning is just loaded with big names. Then Wednesday, we got GE, Vernova, AT&T, SMLL, Starbucks, Progressive, ADP. And then in the evening, oh my gosh, look at this. Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, IBM, Waste Management. Huge names, huge names. Thursday, MasterCard, Caterpillar, Nokia, the NASDAQ reports. The NASDAQ, Blackstone, Lockheed Martin. Have you been following Lockheed Martin stock? Apple, SanDisk, the biggest winner of 2025, reports Thursday evening. So put your big boy britches on and get ready. Strap up for some volatility because during earnings season, and especially the week when the Mag 7, the Magnificent 7 start to report, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Google, blah, blah, blah. Google doesn't report this week, but you get my point. Yeah, a lot of volatility. And while we're scanning charts here, I'm going to flip through some tickers just to get your eyeballs on the screen. I'm going to talk about the Davos reality check. Okay? Ethereum, by the way, back down here at consolidation. Very, very interesting. This Davos meeting is where billionaires, CEOs, politicians, this is where they all architect how the world is going to work. Okay? And then they probably go skiing. And let's just kind of call it what it is, can we? This is where the capital consensus gets formed. This is where global narratives are shaped before they ever hit retail investors. They don't talk about grocery bills. They don't talk about 12 inches of snow and if they're going to have milk for the week. They don't talk about how they're going to afford electricity bill and water bill and hopefully their roof doesn't collapse. They talk about policy and money. And Trump got on stage again. I'm going to vent a little bit. Listen, I voted for this guy 3 times. But here he is on stage saying gas is $1.99 in 30 states. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, seriously, does that not piss anyone else off? It's a big slap in the face to me. This guy, Trump, has probably never pumped his gas a day in his life. I would love to see the guy at a gas station. There's no way he knows how to pump gas. He has been a political elite and billionaire his whole life. He was born rich. You think he pumps his gas or knows what gas prices really are? Listen, I was in E-Town last night passing Sam's Club. This is a membership pump, the cheapest gas pump you can get. And it was $2.29. That's 10% higher than the claim. So what 30 states is he talking about? Because here in Kentucky, we have one of the lowest cost of living anywhere in the nation. Maybe not the lowest, but it's a lot lower than some of these other big states. So listen, Trump doesn't pump his gas. Biden probably doesn't pump his gas. Obama didn't pump his gas. Bush didn't pump his gas. These people don't buy eggs. They don't grocery shop. They do not feel inflation the way normal people do. They don't. And the idea that billionaires aren't part or understand how inflation hurts is crazy. Listen, billionaires hang out with billionaires. Politicians hang out with billionaires. So to think that Trump isn't or wasn't a part of the political elite is just craziness. I mean, they all know each other. They all party together. There's videos of Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein and shouldering up and being buddies with him. You really think that they don't know each other? Come on now. Anyways, I digress. Yeah. So the Davos, they just met in Switzerland. All the bigwigs were there. And my point is, as gold and silver continue to just absolutely rip higher, I think that a lot of other asset classes are following. That's my opinion. We're probably going to get lower rates. Jerome Powell is on his way out the door with Trump's boot up his ass on the way out. And it seems to me like whoever Trump elects is probably going to drop rates as soon as he gets into office. Whenever the Fed drops rates, asset prices skyrocket. Okay? Everything goes up. So, because the cost of borrowing money gets cheaper. Now, let's go into some actual charts here, okay? Let's go into some actual charts here. Let's go over the sectors of the economy real fast, and that'll lead us into our next segment. Real estate, sitting here consolidating. I thought it could break out above 43. It hasn't yet, but watch it as the Fed drops rates, okay? Energy is the big winner this week, and we need a lot more energy, especially if AI is going to be as big as they say it is. Energy was the huge winner this week. Finance or materials going up with metals. XLF coming down. Really interesting. Really interesting. Watch this. Watch XLF. Watch XLFI for the income portfolio. Technology still consolidating since September, really October. But we cannot get above this 48 level. Healthcare doing really well still since the bottom. Industrials doing really well. Communications bouncing. Really, it's just finance coming down and utilities coming down. So let's go to individual names and just kind of scan through some charts here. Kraft Heinz, are the sellers done yet? Ali Finance, Occidental Petroleum, one of Warren Buffett's largest energy holdings. Intel finally getting a little bit of sell-off. I'll give Trump that. I mean, he has really affected the price of Intel. Coca-Cola. All right, none of my charts are loading. I think that the sectors can lead you guys down the rabbit holes that you want to go if you're interested. But XLF and XLU coming down. I'm trying to pull up Berkshire, BRK/B, and another one for the second income stream, OMAH. Well, there goes my Wi-Fi. Snow really coming down. Everybody stay